Welcome to another session of our data analytics session. This time around, we shall be looking at Excel and Power BI, and we'll be looking at how best to do analysis using Microsoft Excel with various tools available in Excel. Now, this program, just like the other one, is divided into 6. We've taken a part of this also. This is the fourth module of 6. So this time around, we're going to look at the fourth one, which is talking about Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel as a tool for data analysis. Now, on this module, we are basically going to talk about the various objects, various formatting ways, data analysis using pivots, then data analysis using the analysis feature embedded in Microsoft Excel. Now we'll go into the first part, which is the next part, which is the introduction to data objects. We're going to look at sort. What are the sorting tools, the filter tools, which allows us to display record that meets certain criteria, formatting tools, fairly conditional formatting, which we can use to highlight some spikes, some situations, some data that are out of range, some specific areas of interest in our data. Then the fourth one is to talk about the charts, the various charts available, and those ones that we normally use in analysis. Then we move on to pivot tables, how we try to establish the powerful features in Excel that allows us to extract to summarize detailed data sets. Then we move from there to tables, which some of us must have been using all along. How do we make use of tables? How do we format tables? How do we work around it? Then we'll talk about what if analysis. We'll talk about the solver, which is just a technique for operations research to find optimal solutions to various situations. Then we'll talk about the analysis toolpack, which is an Excel add-in program for those of us that want to go into financial, statistical, and engineering data analysis. So basically, these are the areas that I want to focus on. Let's get cracking. So I'll be using an Excel file to demonstrate this. I'll try to make the data to be as simple as possible so that we can all understand it. I have with me here an Excel sheet of 14 lines, and I'm going to be using this for sorting. Now we can sort this whole set by last name, we can sort by sales figure, we can sort by country, we can sort by quarter. We can decide to pick more than one at the same time. So I'm going to sort first by the last name. But the first thing is to highlight the whole data, go into the data tab. We have the sort object here, sort. Now the system is already aware of the headers, last name, sales, country, and quarter. It's now to pick. Let's pick. If we pick last name, it will order the whole thing in alphabetical order, A, B, C, in that order. That is, I'm using the order A to Z. And I can decide to use order Z to A. So I want to do A to Z first. So if I do this, so it's sorted now. The whole data is sorted in that, to accommodate that situation. Now if I go back to it, it's still highlighted. And I decide to do Z to A. That means from the lowest, that's from William down to Brown. Same way. We can sort instead of using last name. We can sort by sales, which has to do with money from smallest to greatest. That's it. And we can at the same time do from largest to smallest. So the same way we can sort countries and the rest. Now, the next thing I need us to do is to pick more than 2 columns for sorting. Now, I can see Williams repeating, Smith repeating, Brown repeating, Jones repeating. We can say that the system should sort by last name. After picking last name, sort the next one, the sales, by in ascending order based on the names. So I'm going to do that now. Sometimes we are picking more than 1 column now. I pick this and I say, okay, give me last name. Let me have last name in ascending order. Now, when you have picked last name, at this level, pick another level now. When you have picked the last name, then let's do it by country. I mean by sales, from smallest to highest. So we have Brown. The smaller value of the 2 Browns is this, and this is the highest. Johnson, the smaller is this, the higher is this. Jones, the smallest is this, next, in that order. So basically that is how it works.